Welcome to American Dream TV. I'm standing outside the grand entrance of the Palace Theatre in Manchester, New Hampshire. A century-old theater, and it's become a true gem of Manchester, New Hampshire and the Granite State. Behind these doors is over 100 years of showbiz magic. Legendary performers such as Bob Hope, Harry Houdini, and Ralph Skelton have graced us with their presence on stages inside this Palace Theatre. I'm Suzanne Damon, selling in Manchester. I am your New Hampshire host for American Dream TV. Let's step inside and witness the magic of the historic venue. This is Peter Ramsey. He's the president of the historic Palace Theatre. Peter, thank you for coming on board with us today and doing the American Dream ADTV segment with us. Peter, tell us about the history of the theater. Let's talk about that. You've been around for a long time. You've been nominated for Citizen of the Year by our Manchester Chamber. Congratulations on that. Talk to me a little bit about the history of the theater.
Theater was built by Greek immigrant Victor Chavez back in 1915. On Hanover Street alone, there were 4 historical theaters. 2 burned down. During 1976, when it burned, it was the worst fire in New Hampshire's history, and a woman died in the fire. And that's why there's so much haunted discussion around the historic palace. But it's been closed 4 times over the years. When I came on board, it was closed and dark. It had gone bankrupt. And that's 25 years ago.
25
years ago, yeah. Okay. Now we have a strong board of trustees. The palace is a true nonprofit. Our purpose in life is to bring entertainment to the people of New Hampshire. And that's what we do every day.
In my opening for this segment, I announced that the Palace Theatre was actually a real gem of the Granite State. Yes. It truly is. It's been around a long time. 200,000
people a year. Last year we did 500 different events. We produce our own theater, 8 shows a year with professional performers. We have an incredible youth theater of over 1,000 kids come in every day. And then we produce and present a lot of shows that tour around the country. So it's busy all the time.
Peter, tell me about the story, the famous story of paranormal activity here at the Palace Theatre.
So this is unbelievable. 20 years ago, I'm here by myself at 2 o'clock in the morning. We had just finished up a big concert with a sold-out crowd, and I'm making sure the lights are out. So I walk around and end up on the 2nd floor where the bathrooms are. It happened in February, and the problem with the palace, we have brick walls. So I was worried about the water freezing, the pipes freezing. I came up and took a wood jam, and jammed it in the bathroom door, the woman's bathroom. And I thought, oh, that's solid. And then I walked down the hallway to the men's room. Halfway down the aisle, I felt something go right through me. It was the weirdest thing. And then the door to the woman's room closed. I said, oh, I must have missed the jam. So I did the same thing to the boys' room. I jammed the heck out, kicked it as hard as I could. It wasn't gonna move. And then I said, I'll walk back down the hallway to the women's room and do that one. So all of a sudden, again, something goes right through me. And the boys' room door closed. I looked around, I ran straight out of the building, went home, covered up, and the next day we came in and removed the bathrooms. And 20 years later, the bathroom doors are still gone.
Peter, thank you so much.
Very much.
On behalf of ADTV and myself, Suzanne Damon, thank you so much for your kindness and generosity in giving us a tour and all of the great stories that you've given us. Thank you.
See you soon.
I just found Richard, who's our volunteer usher here. He's been here for 15 years, and I started talking to him. He's got some pretty cool stories.
Well, there is a kind of an interesting one, and it has a little bit of a humor to it. Years ago, in the early 30s, they brought in a circus from a traveling program, and they rented the theater to put on their show. And during the show, they brought 3 elephants out from the alley onto the stage. And while they were performing, one of the elephant's feet went through the floor of the stage. So they ended up lowering the curtain. They contacted the fire department. The fire department had to come here and help rescue the elephant, temporarily repair the stage, and then go on with the show.
The show must go on, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much, Richard.
My pleasure.
you for coming on tour with me to visit the Palace Theatre of Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm Suzanne Damon. I'm your New Hampshire host for American Dream TV.